Good afternoon and welcome to our Midday Mull for Friday the 15th of May. The world continues to be in turmoil. I was reading that New Zealand has eased their lockdown, but they still have the country locked down, and Jacinda Ardern has said that it looks unlikely that they will open their borders for quite a while yet. And for a country where 10% of their income comes from tourism, that's a challenge. America, on the other hand, is trying to open up super quickly, and the health people are warning that that is possibly going to end up in disaster with a resurgence of the virus, particularly as winter sets in a couple of months' time, and then they're really going to be facing problems. And it seems like the whole world is coming apart, unraveling slightly, and the old order is changing, and that is nothing new. Reading from Isaiah chapter 14, Isaiah had been warning the Israelites and saying Babylon's going to come and the Babylonians are going to destroy Jerusalem as part of God's judgment. But then reading from Isaiah 14, God eventually says judgment will come on Babylon as well. From verse 3 of chapter 14, on the day the Lord gives you relief from suffering and turmoil and cruel bondage, you will take up this taunt against the king of Babylon. How the oppressor has come to an end, how his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the rod of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, which in anger struck down peoples with unceasing blows, and in fury subdued nations with relentless aggression. All the lands are at rest and at peace, and they break into singing. Even the pine trees and the cedars of Lebanon exult over you and say, now that you've been laid low, no woodsman comes to cut us down. And so God is saying that even Babylon would be judged, and the king of Babylon would be sidelined, be taken out. And that's indeed what happened. Within 70 years of Israel going into exile, the king of Babylon was brought to nothing, and the Persians took over. In turn, the Persians disappeared, and throughout history we've seen empires come and go. No empire lasts forever. And God constantly says he will judge the nations. And so as we were thinking yesterday, to align ourselves too closely with the world we live in, with the culture that we're part of, with the order that we happen to find ourselves existing in, will leave us under threat. Instead, we live in the world, but say our alliance and our allegiance and our alignment is with God. And the nations will come and go, and empires will rise and fall, but God will remain. And therefore, our status is secure. And irrespective of whether America or China or Germany or Italy or whoever it might be that ends up being the superpower of the world when lockdown has ended and some sort of normality returns, they will also only be there for a short while. But God will always be God. That's why we trust in him and rely on him at all times. Let that be your security today and always. Amen.